Hey everybody, it's me. Hope y'all are doing good. Happy Saturday, everybody. So I'm gonna wait for y'all to come in. Actually, give me a second. All right, I have to let the kitty out. So hope y'all are doing good. Gonna wait for y'all to get in here. It's like storming here, so it's kind of dark outside. So I have my light on. So if it gets darker, if it gets crazy, I may have to get up and close the windows because I have the windows open and it lets a nice little breeze in here. But Ferny in the house. Hey, hello. Hey Myra. Hey Ken. Hello everybody. Hey Seeking Health. Hey Scrapbook Steph. Hey everybody. Hey, I hope y'all are doing well. Um, hey Joe, and y'all don't have to wait for me. Y'all can start like asking, y'all can start asking me whatever question y'all want to ask me about, and I'll get to them as soon as I can. Any messages for me? Um, there is questions. If you're gonna ask a question, make sure like having to remember. I'm at the end of my day, y'all. So just FYI, I always people always tell me like, Fernie, you look tired. Are you okay? Everything's okay. I'm like, yeah. Like every time I do the lives, y'all, it's at the end of my workday. So I'm usually at my like most tired when I'm doing the lives. So if I look tired, it's not because something's wrong. It's just because I'm tired. That's all. But I'm still here, y'all. So. If you want to ask me about something in your life, make sure you're specific about what you want to know. So if you want to know something that is connected to your finances, make sure you're actually specific about what you're wanting to know, not what do you see or do you have any messages for me? Like those are too general. You need to be very specific about either what you want to know, what you want me to tune into. If you want to connect with someone in spirit, let me know who you want to connect with, and I will try to connect and see if I can get you some information or a message from that person. It's not like I see them or I hear them. They all pop into my head. So everybody in spirit is always in my own mind. I don't ever get a chance to really see them or hear them. The closest thing to seeing them are these little like sparkly lights in the air that I sometimes see from time to time, and that's their kind of truest form. It's like a little ball of light, but I don't actually like physically see them in person. I have had the opportunity to see a spirit in person, but it was purely by accident, and we caught it on film. So it wasn't just me making it up. Like I actually got it on film, so that was pretty cool. But if you want me to connect with someone in spirit, let me know who you want to connect with, and I'll try to see if I can get anything that may be of significance for you, and I'll share that with you in the best way possible. It's harder for me to be able to validate what I'm getting just because I don't have you like live with me, so I can't ask you or confirm it or validate it. So I'm just going to try to make the best attempt to try to make sense of it. Again, with your life stuff, be specific about what you want to know about, and I'll try to get to as many of you as I can. Of course, I am not a licensed medical doctor, counselor, attorney, or law enforcement, y'all. So for legal medical advice or treatment, you should always consult with a licensed professional. Um, my statements are personal opinions, not proven facts, and you are always 100% responsible and liable for your own choices and decisions. So, just FYI with that as well. If you do receive a message, feel free to share how you connected with it or how it made sense for you. And there's going to be a post on YouTube right after this that should give you a chance to share your message as well. And also, if you get a message, please give me a thumbs up and also like or share this video because it does help my following grow on YouTube, and I'm trying to grow my following on YouTube because I just want to be able to at some point I want to get away from Facebook and kind of want to focus more on YouTube and Instagram and Twitter because I feel like Facebook is becoming one of those like platforms where I'm not sure where it's going or what's happening. So I want to make sure. So I'm trying to like grow my YouTube following as well. So give me a thumbs up or share because it helps me out as well. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna bounce around a little bit here. I'm not going in any particular order. So I pass you up. Don't take it personally. I'm just kind of rolling around or scrolling. So I'm not really like sticking to any particular platform. Seeking health. Is it a good idea to let my sick mom live with me? So the way that I feel about this is I actually feel I'm not going to tell you whether you should or you shouldn't. That's your decision. You have to make the decision for you. However, I do see her living with you for about 2 months, and then after that, there's a change. So I don't think if she moves with you or she lives with you, I don't honestly think it's going to be for very long because I don't think that it's going to work out very well. And I think after 2 months, you already have a new plan or some other adjustment made. What is it? You'll make some. God, there's a word. I'm trying to think of the word. Anyways, you'll make some changes after 2 months, and I don't think she's gonna stay with you after that. Um, Fred Carrillo, am I going to pass my nursing exam, the NCLEX-PN, first time? I get a feeling that you will pass it the first time. There's another exam that you'll take within a year or two of the first one, but I feel like the second exam has more to do with a specific area that has to do with nursing. Like, for example, like if someone's a nurse, but then they're also working with like a bunch of cancer patients, there might be something connected to like working with cancer patients or having to deal with like those kinds of conditions that nurses have to be certified with or whatever. So there's something like that that you'll also end up passing within about a year or two of the first one. Um, Patrick Cullen, hi Ferny. Will the girl with the S name still come back? I'm not feeling confident about this, Patrick. I'm feeling like she's already tried to move on, or she's already like almost, I almost want to say like replaced you. So I'm thinking that she may have already like gotten on board with somebody else or tried to connect with somebody else. I still think there may be an opportunity for communication, but I'm feeling less and less confident that that's going to happen because I feel like mentally, like I see her mind elsewhere. Okay. Scrapbook Steph, any advice for my guides? Do they have names and how many do I have? Thank you. You have two. I feel like your guides' names, the first one's named Brian. It's very, very, very typical name. Brian is your main guide's name. Your second guide's name is, it's a female. Um, Rollin. Rollin. Almost like Rollins, but Rollin. So the second guide is a female name is like Rollin. I've never heard of that name before, but it's like a Rollin. Um, Message that they have for you. Don't be afraid of like starting projects or starting programs or bringing people together to help like children in the community or younger people and giving them resources or helping them to like know or learn stuff. 'Cause it's fun because I kept seeing you in like a teacher role. I don't know what you do for a living, but I saw you in this teacher role. So don't be afraid of like, teaching or bringing people together to teach people or community or younger people. So they're kind of pushing you. So be aware of that. And if y'all hear thunder, y'all, it's like because it's like thundering outside. It's like dark. So AJ May 1999. Does my grandmother have any messages for me? Yes. She keeps referencing. So first of all, she's doing this with my nose. So she's closing my nose. So I don't know if she had a lot of issues with her nasal or sinus stuff, or there was a lot going on, and that her nose was having some issues, or her respiratory, her nasal there's something going on there because she's doing this like she's closing my nose like that. She also keeps making reference to an L name, so there might be an L connection to either her or to someone in your family. And if it's someone in your family, she's just trying to acknowledge that person and make a reference to that person. She also keeps showing me the number 23. So either the number 23, I don't think it's 22, I think it's 23. The number 23 might be significant. Either the 23rd of a month or February 3rd might be significant. So there might be a connection there as well. She also keeps referencing, she's doing this, so there might be an earring or costume jewelry or earrings that might be significant or connected to your grandmother as well. And she uses birds or feathers, so that's a way for her to connect to you. Miriam M, how will my interview go on Tuesday? I don't feel like it's gonna go bad. I feel like there's going to be three potentials or three options that they have, and you might be one of the three. But I also feel like I'm going with someone within. So I don't know if there's people within an organization or within a company that are trying to get that position or that role, or if you're within the company and there's two others outside of the company. But whoever the internal person is, I feel more confident that they may get more attention or they may get the opportunity. So, but I don't think that your interview will go bad though. So I'm not feeling that your interview will go bad. Seeking health. Thank you. She's like, you look cute. Cute. Thank you. I appreciate that. I'm hella stressed, Fresco. um, hey, model. Hey, Marl. Happy Satfern. Hello, model. Let's see. Genovi, thank you for everything. Thank you for everything. I think that um, I was watching RuPaul's Drag Race last night, and there was one, for those of you who haven't watched the episode, spoiler alert, but it's an all stars season, and one of the contestants who was disqualified last night. They're from the very first season of the series, which is like 10 years ago. So they were like from the very first show that ever came out that changed everything, and it kind of made drag and drag race and drag queens mainstream. And so the contestant, when they were leaving, they were like telling RuPaul, they were like, "Thank you, you changed my life." And RuPaul looks to him and is like, "Thank you, because you changed my life too." And so I felt so touched by that. So even though you're thanking me, thank you, because y'all may not realize this, but y'all have just been so wonderful, and I can feel the love whenever I connect with y'all, and y'all have changed my life, and I just want to thank y'all for that. Um, Angelica Garza, self-employment or take a job. I feel like you're gonna go the self-employment route. I feel like if you take the job, I mean, you can do whatever you want to do, but I feel like if you actually look at the details or some of the like specifics of the job, I don't think it's gonna work for you. So I feel like you'll end up going the self-employment route. What's interesting, you might you might end up doing the job and then nope, not going to work within like a few months or not that long, and then end up going to self-employment route. But I still see self-employment, so I'm still focused in the self-employment thing. So I think that's going to be a better option or good option for you, opportunity for you as well. Alexandra V. Hi, do you know the name of my soulmate? Which one? Because every person can have potentially thousands of soulmates. So there's a difference between a soulmate and a kindred soul. A soulmate is someone who is part of your same soul group. It's almost like part of the same soul. So you're connected to your soul. There's others that are connected to your soul, but they're also you. They're just parts of you from the same soul, but y'all are different personalities. Most people are not born during the time that their own that a soulmate would be born, just because it would make it very challenging to have a full human life, because there would be a lot there. That's why people tend to, and believe it or not, people can have animals that are soulmates. So we not only are there people who are our soulmates, our animals can be our soulmates. So for me, like my mama cat, she's like my soulmate. So she's part of my soul, my own soul. My soul's name is Aja. Mama Cat is an energy that is connected, or that is a reflection of Aja, which is a bigger being. I'm also a part of Aja as well, but I'm the Ferny. I'm a smaller version, which is Ferny. So our soulmates are like part of the same soul. The so most people do not get with their soulmate in a lifetime. However, most people who identify with soulmates, or the idea of soulmates, they actually confuse that, and it's actually called a kindred soul. Someone that you have such a close connection to, or you feel a connection to, or you've had past lives with, or future lives with, or there's a reason to come together in that lifetime, and it's set before it's destined. So that's a kindred soul. I don't feel a soulmate connection for you in this lifetime, Alejandra or Alexandra, but I do feel a kindred soul connection for you in this lifetime. I would say this might be in about 2.5 years. Person's name may be W with a W, like Wall, like Way, W-A. It's either Will or Wayne, or yeah, it's either Will or Wayne. So I'm going to say it's like a W-A, okay? I'm assuming you're straight, so I'm going to assume that it's a male. So it's either Will or Way, but it's a W-A because I keep seeing that. Um, Ken, can you connect to my deceased cousin, Brittany? Yes. So she is doing this, first of all. So she's acknowledging this. What's interesting is when I see this, I'm almost reminded of like the pieces of jewelry that carry like someone's ashes. So I don't know if she was cremated and there's pieces of jewelry that are connected to the ashes, or if someone made jewelry for her and they put her name on it, or there's something that's inscribed, but there's a reference to making something or something that was made after her passing, so there's an acknowledgement there. She also keeps drawing on my skin, so I would say that someone either got a tattoo or someone is going to be getting a tattoo connected to her as well. There may actually be 2 or 3 separate, so just be aware of that as well. She's showing me the number 11, which would either be January 1st or the 11th of a month. She also keeps acknowledging the month of March as well, so March or the 3rd may also be significant also. She also keeps referencing the 2 younger ones, so I don't know if you have 2 children and she's acknowledging your children, or she had 2 children and she wants to say hello to those 2 children, but she's referencing that as well. She also keeps acknowledging the name is like Tammy or Tim. Tim or Tam sounding name. So if there's a Tammy or Tamara, Tammy. There's a name like that that's connected as well. If it's someone that's alive, she's just probably trying to acknowledge that person. If not, if it's someone that's deceased, she's letting us know that the person is with her as well. She is blaming herself for her own passing, so I don't know if she put herself in harm's way, caused her own passing, or she's just taking responsibility for her situation. Okay. 42A Jackson. Hi, Ferny. Do you still see my employer making an offer settlement in 11 days regarding of the EEOC charge? Yes. I would say yes. So I'm going to lean towards yes because I feel like it can still happen regardless of the EEOC charge. So I'm going to say yes. I think that that will occur. And it's one of those things where some people, it's almost like, well, regardless of the charge, let me make it as good as possible now that I'm under the radar. So I feel like it's more of a like trying to get ahead of it in that way. Maro, Maro's Fern, I'm weighing staying in DC or returning to Miami. What do you feel really been on my mind? Yeah, so what I was telling you is I was thinking that you maybe want to stay in DC because I think you might have an opportunity or more opportunities there in the next few years. And I also think there's an opportunity for you to really like help to shift the energy or the perspective or the minds there as well. If you go to Miami, I just don't see you staying there for very long. I feel like if you go to Miami, you would be there less than a year and you'd be moving again. So I kind of feel like why don't you just stay put and just let and see what happens over the next year before you finally make that decision. I know you're like, I need to do it before my lease is up, but I feel like you need to maybe give it a year. So I would just add on one more year and see if that makes a difference for you. But it's your decision. I'm not gonna say what to do, but it's your decision, okay? Joe Maldonado, do you see any changes in my job situation? Yes. So I feel like with your job, I feel like two significant people who are either in authority positions or who are in charge are going to be moving away or leaving or going to be changing out. And I also think that you might have to kind of double up on your workload. So you might actually start to feel like there's less bodies or less people there. But I also think that God, what is going on with my thing here? It's not letting me scroll back up because I want to go back up and see other things. Let's see. Let's see if it lets me. Oh, there it goes. There it goes. Got it. Yeah. So I would say that I think that you might find yourself like seeing a decrease in people that are doing the workload, and then people are going to be doubling up on the workload who are still in the picture. And then at some point, I think that you are just going to be like moving or changing jobs. You might get a chance to change your job this year, but if you stay, I think you'll end up like actually moving anyways or changing jobs by fall of next year. Okay. It's getting crazy outside, y'all. Paula, hi Fernie. My mom Fernanda feels pain every time she sits or lays down. When will doctors prescribe something that will work? That works. Excuse me. Will she get better soon? Any messages from my grandfather Eduardo? Thank you. Yes. So with your mom, there's two things that I feel are affecting her. One is I think that the nerves that run down her back and go down her legs and thighs are becoming like triggered whenever she's like going in that position. But I also think that there's issues with some of the discs in her back that may be contributing or adding to it. I do think that at some point she'll get some sort of injection or shot, which will make it easier for her. So that way she's not in as much pain. But I also think they're going to try to get her to either change, like I don't know if it's if she's got any extra weight on her, if they're going to put her through something that reduces her weight, or they're going to put her through some sort of physical therapy to do pain management. So I think that may also benefit or help her as well. NY718. Do you see landing a new job soon? Not right away. I think that you might land something in about 2.5, maybe 3 months at the most. I also think it has to do with it has to do with a company that produces. It has to do with a company that either produces products for like events. This is what I'm seeing, and this is the reason why I'm thinking like 3 months. So I keep seeing a jack-o'-lantern like for Halloween, but I keep feeling like I'm in Party City and I'm looking at the jack o' lantern like decor. So I don't know if it's a company that deals with decor, that creates that stuff, or that ships that stuff, or makes that stuff. But it's a company that somehow has a connection to that, or the plastic that is used for products like that. And I'm not talking about like a real one. I'm talking about like the plastic ones that you get at like Party City or something like that. So I feel like there's something like that that you might get an opportunity to go over to in about 3 months. That, or it's just going to come up in October. Lindsay Santos. Hi, Fernie. Am I going to get a stable job soon? I am going stir crazy with everything. Thank you. Yes. I want you to keep your eyes open for any kind of job that has to do with like insurance companies or insurance benefits or benefits for like, good Lord, it's like getting crazy out there. Benefits that have to do with veterans, because I feel like there might be an opportunity that comes up for you. And I would say it may not be a perfect thing, but I think it might be something that you can do until something else comes along. Janetta Valencia. Hey, this looks legit. I hope so. I wouldn't want to invite people to come and get readings and then me making shit up the entire time I'm doing readings. That would be crazy. Um, all right, let me close the windows. I'll be right back, y'all. Give me a second, because this is going to be crazy in a second. And I'm not trying to, like, blow away, y'all. So, uno momento, y'all. All right, cool. That was crazy. I was I was hearing all that like wind, and I'm like, okay, there's a tornado or something coming. There's a tornado coming. Okay, so, but you know what though? I love the smell of rain. Like here in New Mexico, like when it's gonna rain, you can smell the dirt and like the wet dirt like from far away. I love it. I love the smell of the wet dirt. So, um, okay, got it. Ross one, RAS one. Hey Fernie, hello Fernie. Do you see me making a living in the coming years as a spiritualist medium healer, and what do you see with my trip to Ghana? Thank you. As far as the trip to Ghana is concerned, I feel like that's going to get changed, or you will have to adjust the timing or adjust the location you're going to, and you may not end up going to Ghana. So I feel like that's going to change. I do think that you will also go into spiritual work, but you may start off with like a healing modality, like Reiki or hands-on healing or some sort of a physical like healing type situation. And I think that will start you off on the path, and then you'll eventually develop that into something that has to do more with intuition, etc. I will say this, Ross. I want you to go to you're on my YouTube channel now, so go to my YouTube channel, and when we're done here, and go to my free psychic development class. It's like free. Like there's like you can't get any better than that. It's a free class. It's 2.5 hours. I specifically go through like what you can do to elevate and to bring your skill set up, so that way you can use that to maybe build on your skills, and that way you can improve your accuracy and your connections, etc. Okay. Coco Bunny Nikki 1. Any messages from my great aunt Elvine, or Elvine, or Elvine? Yes, she is singing for me, so I don't know if she ever used to sing. I keep hearing gospel music, so I don't know if she was big into faith music or gospel music, or she just likes singing in that way. She also keeps referencing. Um, this is gonna sound weird, but I feel like so weird. Okay, so I feel like I'm looking at a sun, and it's almost reminiscent of like when the sun is going down on the horizon. I don't know if people got together and honored her at sunset, or there was something about doing something with the sun setting, or you saw a sunset and thought of her. But I feel like I'm seeing something like that. At first, I thought I was looking like at the sun inside, like on a wall. I'm like, why would there be a sun inside on a wall? But I was seeing it that way, and then I wanted to go outside. So I think there's something there that she might be making reference to or acknowledging. She also keeps showing me the number 4, so either fourth of a month or April is connected, so she's referencing that as well. She also keeps talking about 6 o'clock for some reason. So I don't know if there's a significance to the time 6 o'clock, or time and 6 is significant, but she's acknowledging that as well. She also keeps referencing your mom, and it's almost like she wants to. I don't know if she wants to pick on your mom or joke with your mom, but it's almost like she's trying to like make a joke or make a reference with your mom as well. So she's acknowledging that. Also, you might smell her sometimes because there's a scent or a smell. It almost smells like a floral scent, but it may actually be like a perfume. But it smells floral enough that it almost reminds me of like a floral scent. But you might pick up on that sometimes, and that's her way of coming around you as well. Texas Beauty. Hi, Ferny. Will me and DJ work things out? So, as of right now, I don't feel confident that y'all will be able to work through the issues in the relationship because I feel like y'all do not understand each other. And also, I think that TJ sometimes wants to just um, instead of trying to talk through stuff or work through stuff, push away. So I feel like that doesn't make it easy to work through some of the challenges or the issues in the relationship. I would still give it a shot or continue to try if you want to, but I would give it less than 2 months before this kind of comes to its conclusion. So you might have to do some work before that 2 month period to see if you can continue to move forward or to get it back on track. Okay. Sandy Baby OX, do you see me building a career in the arts industry? I wouldn't so much say as the arts industry as I feel like it's more um I feel like I keep wanting to go behind the scenes of stuff. So I would say there might be something more to do with like set design or graphic design or I feel like set design. There might be something set design related that you might go into. So keep an eye out for that, okay? It might also be like when you watch like a film or you watch like a documentary, sometimes they have really cool graphics or like visuals. There may also be something like that, but it definitely feels like media connected. Doesn't feel like just art in general. Eliana Rodriguez. Did I have a past life? Who was I? Yeah, everybody has most people have had a past life. Yeah, I actually think that you may have you were a banker in one of your most recent lifetimes. So I do think you had a past life. You were a banker. Your name was Harold or Henry in that lifetime. And it would have been in the early stages of like Wall Street. So like in the very early inception or when the market first became or came into being, I feel like there was a lifetime around that time that you might have had. Stephanie Jackson. Hi, Fernie. My husband and I have a stone business that's growing and doing well. Do you see the business getting about bought out or purchased anytime soon? We work a lot. I do not see it get bought out anytime soon. I do think you might get an offer, but it's too low, and I don't think y'all are going to sell it for anything less than what it's worth. With the stone business, y'all may bring on another person to be more of a manager or more of a coordinator to reduce some of your workload within the next 6 to 8 months. It may also be someone that y'all already know or someone that's going to be familiar to y'all that y'all may have some experience with or has experience in business in this way as well. Also, even though you're talking about a stone business, I also keep seeing concrete work. So I don't know if y'all are going to be working on a another aspect to the business or building on like concrete or like whenever you take like the leftovers of something and then you reuse it in a new way. That's what I feel y'all may also get into. So it's almost like taking debris or stuff that's left over from construction sites or from concrete work or whatever, and then like redoing something to it to incorporate into kind of a new service or a new product y'all may offer also begin to offer as well. Diana Saldana, what industry position do you see my next job to be? I feel like it's going to have to do with inspection based work. So I'm going to say that it's kind of like an auditing or inspection type work that has to do with making sure that something is exactly how the policy or the laws have them to be. What I'm reminded of and what I'm thinking is back when I used to work at Starbucks, we used to have these inspections like annually or every 6 months or whatever. We called them QASA, which is Quality Assurance Standards Association or Administration. And so there would be a person that would come in and they would basically check to the letter to make sure everything is exactly the way it's supposed to be. I kind of feel like your next job or what you're going to be doing next has something to do with like checking or making sure that it's like to the letter, to the standard or to the law. So there's like a job like that you're going to get into. But I don't think it's food. I don't think it's food related. It might be something to do with like safety with like pipes or with like safety with like pipes or utilities. So there may be something like that that's connected to that. That doesn't mean you're going to be going out and like checking pipes. It just means that the business or the company or the job is connected to that in somehow. Nadine, hi Fernie, can you tell me about my most recent past life? Yeah, I feel like you were a teacher in your most recent past life. You may have actually taught history. So you might have been a teacher in your most recent past life, and it would have been history that you would have taught. And you were a female in that lifetime, which is interesting because despite the numbers, there were more male teachers than female teachers. And then over time, especially in the last 100, 200 years, there have been an increasing amount of female teachers coming into the scene, which is funny because nowadays there are like teachers are all mostly predominantly female and there's less male teachers. But back in the day, like women were not considered educated or didn't know or could not understand. And so with a woman trying to become a teacher, there would be all kinds of stigma and like bullshit. But now it's like the opposite. So it's interesting that I really believe that women are going to rule the world. I almost wish for the day that women rule the world because I feel like males have like totally messed up the planet and we need to kind of get women in power who know what the hell they're doing because I feel like the men have messed it up already. And I, as a male, can own that to some extent because I do think that male tendencies and chauvinistic and egotistical tendencies have been part of the problem. Amanda Espino. Hi, Ferny. I have a question. What does the number 420 spiritually mean? I see this number religiously and in weird ways. I have heard this is an angel number. Is that true? It really depends on you. For me, like whenever my partner sees 420, because he sees that number all the time, and when he thinks of 420, he thinks of pot or marijuana, because that's the marijuana or the pot number. Some people, if they think that that's an angel number, then that's what it's going to mean for them. But everybody's different. It depends on what it means for you. But in this specific instance, I feel like 420 is your guides and spirit telling you to chill the hell out because sometimes you work yourself up into a frenzy. Sometimes you get over anxious and you overthink things and you need to learn to chill out and just relax a little bit because sometimes you're too caught up in your head. So I feel like when you're seeing that, the universe, your guides are telling you, hey, girl, chill out. Like bring it down a little bit, bring it down a level because I think they want you to be more calm. Benita Bala. Hi, when do you see Christopher R. Cappy coming back into my life? Thank you, Fernie. I love how you ask the question, only letting me come up with one solution. So you kind of structured and you're manipulating the question by saying he's going to come back, Fernando, but when? Like you're kind of not even making it possible for the potential that he may actually not come back. I do think he may pop back in, but I don't think in any long-term way. So I would say this would probably be just communication or possibly you communicating through text or email or something like that. I don't really feel any long-term like connection there. So I'm not feeling that this is going to be like a long-term connection that's going to reestablish itself. Okay, I'm sorry. I know you're like, Fernie, that's not what I asked you. I asked you when is he coming back. He's coming back, Fernando. No, I know that's what you believe and I know that's what you want. But what I feel is something different. And I got to tell you what I feel, even if you disagree with me. But I don't want you to be like hanging around and waiting and waiting and waiting and it doesn't turn out the way you expected it. So I just wanted to give you that. And I don't mean to say that in a mean way. I know that's what, I understand, girl. I've been there. I've totally been there myself where I really want something to work. But I kind of feel like things are going to take you in another direction. Nicole Wood, does my cousin Vanessa have a message for me? Yeah, your cousin Vanessa, it's funny. I don't know if she used to go by Vanny or there, I don't know if there's a joke like Vanny or Vaseline or something with her. So I don't know if there was a nickname or a funny nickname, but she's like bringing that up. She also keeps acknowledging her lipstick. So someone either has her lipstick or there is some sort of a lipstick like significance that she's making reference to. Either that or someone has a picture or a note with lipstick on it that's connected to her, but there's a reference there. She also keeps she's pointing to her head. So the way she's making me feel is like something might have affected or impacted either her mental processes or something may have caused issues to her brain or to her head in some way. So there may be a reference there because she's like pointing to my head for some reason. She also keeps acknowledging the number 911 or 911. So either September 11th is significant or there might have needed to be people called out to try to like help her, or she's acknowledging like being aware of like this, but there's a reference to 911, so she just said that. Either that or someone worked for 911. She also keeps acknowledging Christina or yeah, the name Christina. So there might be a Christina connection that might be significant as well, or Kristen. If that's someone that's alive, she's just probably trying to say hi to this person or acknowledge this person. If someone that's passed, she's letting us know that that person is there as well. She also acknowledges the number 12, so either December or the 12th of a month may be significant as well. Okay. Open up. Nan531. Is there any messages for my son Cameron, please? Any messages for my son Cameron? Um, it's funny because I keep seeing graduation. I don't know if your son just graduated or he just achieved something or there's something about a graduation, but there's a reference to that, so I'm getting that vestige here. There is another male that I'm seeing in spirit, so there's a male father figure that I'm getting. And it's weird because I almost feel like I've got two father figures. So it's almost like if I were, if I had like a biological father, but then I was raised by somebody else as like a father, or if there's actually two males that would be considered as like father figures, because I'm kind of seeing that vibe. I also keep seeing the number 11, so the 11th or November is going to be significant, or January 1st is going to be significant. I also keep seeing a like reddish colored, I don't know if this is like a reddish colored truck or a Jeep, but I'm seeing like a vehicle like that. So there's a reference to a reddish colored vehicle or a Jeep. I also feel like being in the vehicle with him or being in a vehicle because he's acknowledging that, or there's a reference there as well. There's also an acknowledgement to a necklace and almost like something added on or something adjusted or messed with to accommodate or to memorialize. So they're making a reference to that as well. Also, Bob or Bo or Bill or it's a B name. There's a B connection that's also being that I'm being given or that I'm being acknowledged. That's being acknowledged as well. So there's a B name like Bob or Bo or Bill that is also significant as well. There's a dog there also, like a German Shepherd or like a brownish German mixed kind of dog that they're also making me aware of. Wonderful roses. Ferny, someone told me a haunted house I lived in as a child had dark energy from that hasn't fully eradicated from me and my birth family energies. I don't believe this, but want to know, am I in denial? I think that the person told you this is probably trying to make money off of you. That's what I think. So here's the thing, like people always want to attach like a curse to somebody. They'll say, oh yeah, you have a generational curse or you have an ancestral curse or you have a curse because of where you lived or you have a curse because of a relationship or whatever. And even though in some parts of the world they do really do practice curses and like spells and all that other stuff, but a majority of the stuff that you hear about that has to do with like spell casting and curse is not true. It's just someone's interpretation of what they're picking up on. What I think is, I think that the house that you lived in, there was a divorce that happened at one point, and I also think that someone may have gotten sick or gotten sick and passed, but I don't think they passed in the house, but they went through a lot before they passed. So I think that where you're at, where that house is at, or whoever lived in that property before, there was a lot of energy that's just deep, heavy energy there. So when you lived there, I think you were also going through a psychic period yourself, and you may have been more sensitive, or you may have just been more aware of that darker energy. I don't think you have a curse or there's any kind of attachment to you from that. I think that that just was a period of time where you lived in that property and you know, that energy is there. By nature, I think you do need to work on your energy because I think sometimes you get in your own way and your mindset gets in your way as well. So I do think that you need to work on your energy or on your state of being. And I would suggest you watch the film The Secret and then also start to practice authentic self love. There's a really great book by Cheryl Richardson that will help you to do that. But I don't agree with the assessment that was given to you. I think that's somebody that was either trying to make money, trying to get something from you, or they were just full of shit. So I think that's what I feel about that. People always want to make like houses that have a lot of dark energy or heavy energy, because I don't even call it dark, it's just heavy energy. People want to make heavy energy homes into like these haunted like hellholes when in fact it was just people went through stuff that is really difficult and it's just sitting there and it's heavy, which is why I always tell people like you should clear out the energy in a home that you move into. Always, 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 always. Even if it's a brand new build, it doesn't matter because the land could have been lived on. So I always tell people clear out the energy of your space before you move into it. Bless it. Fill it with reminders of what you want to create or what you want to attract into the space. If you want a happy family, you should have reminders of a happy family all over the damn place. Authentic happy family, not like magazines of people who are just happy and they don't look nothing like you. You know, they need to be like authentic representations of your energy. The MS Moore one. Hi, Ferny. I've been told that there is someone coming forward who I may be vaguely familiar with who has intentions of love, but I don't have a clue who it is. Any idea who it could be? I don't agree with that assessment either. I think if I want to put that into like realistic practical terms, I would say that you might meet somebody or you might connect with somebody who has a crush on you, but they haven't told you how they feel. I also think that it might be, and this is where it gets tricky, they either just came out of a marriage or they might be the significant other of a friend. So you might, yeah, that's what makes it kind of complicated. So just be mindful, be aware. But I do think that aside from that or separate from that, you might meet somebody new in September. First name starts with a T, the letter T. They also are very musically inclined, so be aware of that. Princess Nye, will I ever get married, Fernie? Yes, you will get married. I think that there may be an engagement by 1 year and 7 months, and then you might be getting married in about 2.5 years. Okay. Not do you see it? Oh, okay. I was trying to figure out what she was saying. Eleni Agiano Glue. My house is going to be foreclosed next month. Do you see us by year or more? Um, do you see us by year or more? So with the house being foreclosed, I feel like here's the thing. Like this is what pisses me off about everything that's going on with the government. I get a feeling that they're going to pass something too late by November or December that gives people who could not make their mortgage payments or could not support themselves during the epidemic. I think they're going to pass some legislature by the end of the year, either November or December, that basically is going to give banks like support to be able to give people a break who were kind of screwed over during the whole epidemic period. That may come too late for you, so I feel like there may still be a foreclosure period for you. However, I think that you will have two moves that are going to be temporary. There's a first move that is for like 2 or 3 months, and it may just be like a temporary move with family members or friends or whoever. That's for like 2 or 3 months, and then there's another move in by December or by January that feels a little bit more permanent, but it still feels like a lease space or some sort of space that you're having to like cover the cost of every month. So it feels like it's like a lease space, but it doesn't feel like a home where you're buying. It feels more like you living in a place that's kind of like a temporary home. You're in a temporary place for 2 or 3 months, and then you're in another place for a few years. That's also what I would consider to be temporary. Okay. Irene S. Hi, Fernie. Is a loving relationship in my future? Where do I find him? Thanks. Yeah, you have one in your future, but I feel like it might take about three. I know you're gonna hate me for saying this. You're gonna be like, Fernie, like, shut up. You don't know what you're talking about, Fernando. I know what I'm talking about. You don't know what you're talking about. It's gonna be like 3 years. I feel like it might take you 3 years to meet somebody that is really gonna kind of hit all your marks. There might be somebody else that has already been in the picture who may still be an option for you, but I wouldn't want to go that route because I feel like there's just too much history. But I think that there's someone that comes in about 3 years, 2 months. Person's name starts with an I, like Isaac or Ivan or Isaiah. There's like an I name associated with this. I think you're going to meet this person in a work situation. Interestingly enough, and I don't know what you work right now, but and I tune into you at the time that this happens. I feel like the work that you're doing has you either in a government building or has you in a building that feels very like official. So it either would be like a government building or a government structure or some sort of a. It could also just be that you have to go get a license or a permit, and you have to go to the city hall, and you're in line, and you meet this person. But I feel like their name starts with an I. All right, guys. I think I'm gonna have to jet in a few moments because it's getting crazy, and I think I need to start filling up sandbags. Oh God, Houston messes with y'all. For those of us who live in Houston, anytime you get enough rain, you already know it's gonna flood, and so you're like, okay, let me prepare the sandbags, y'all. It's raining. Laura H, is there a long-term living relationship coming in? It might, there, yeah. Um, May of next year, 2021, there might be someone that you get involved with by May of next year, but it may turn into an off and on type of thing. I think part of it is because they are still either legally married, but they're already been separated from their significant other for a long time, or they're just coming out of it, and you may feel like they still have a lot of back and forth they have to do with that person, their ex, and I feel like you may not feel comfortable with it, so that may create a back and forth between the two of you. But I don't feel bad about the person, but it just may get complicated, and you may lose your patience. So you might have to practice having a lot of patience there. Person's name starts with an R. Okay. All right, guys, I think I'm going to jet. So I love you all. I will be back next Wednesday on Facebook. So I will see you on Facebook next Wednesday, same time. Okay. Talk to you then. Bye, guys.